So we're setting up
Okay, we are good.
now.
Boss,
Bros.
what's up,
What's
homie?
up? Another week.
Man, this is week 12.
Week 12.
Can you believe that? That means we've been doing this for 3 months.
3 months. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, we got to take.
Consistency there.
We're gonna take next week off.
Next week off for vacation.
Be back
You're
the first week of July. Yeah,
going out of town. Where are you going?
going camping, Newport Beach.
So you go camping on the beach?
Yeah, there's a place called Back Bay,
Yeah.
Newport Dunes. So you can take it. You've got a trailer. You
Yeah.
and your wife go camping. So it's not like on the beach where like the ocean crashes.
Okay.
It's a bay in the back.
It's a bay in the back.
Yeah, it's kind of like a scene out of Jaws.
Ooh.
I've never been there, but they tell me it's nice.
It's close to the water.
Close to the water.
Yeah.
My wife likes seafood, so we're gonna definitely
So there's restaurants
do
nearby
that.
too.
Yeah,
So you take your camper there.
take the trailer there. Yep.
So it's like a camping site with trailers and
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, I'm still
Yeah.
still a dirt bag,
Roughing it.
but I might as well
yeah.
be in like $1 million
At least, yes.
area and be in the
Right.
dirt bag. But yeah, no, looking forward to that. So
That'll be fun.
I guess there's what are we talking about today?
So I think we left off last week with if you want to subscribe to our podcast, Insurance Bros.
It turns out that I'm not perfect.
No,
I tell people I am,
that's okay.
but
Yeah,
well, I'm an insurance guy. I'm not a
yeah.
videographer.
So insurancebros.org will
.org.
take you to our store that links to our YouTube site. So if you want to subscribe, insurancebros.org, and then go and subscribe to our YouTube
Yeah.
page. But let's start off. Introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, boss. My name is Casey Kendall. I own and operate Prosperity North Advisors. We specialize in commercial insurance. I would say at this point we're specializing in 3 specific niches, one of them being assisted living in the senior care world, whether that's skilled nursing or an actual assisted living home, as well as placement.
That's great.
We work side by side with pest control companies,
Yeah.
and then other service-based companies like AC. Anybody that has a fleet, employees, that's who we're looking for.
That's great.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're located here in Gilbert, Arizona.
In Gilbert,
we
Arizona.
service all of Arizona and beyond.
And beyond.
To
To infinity and beyond.
Yeah, yeah.
I love Buzz.
And you, sir.
Yes,
Who are
Voss Spiros. Spiros Financial, doing business as Arizona Medicare and Insurance Solutions. If you see us out there, say hi. We're also, my wife and I own Red Mountain Funeral Home. So we help with all things Medicare. We're brokers. We're contracted with all the major carriers and just help find options for the Medicare side of things. We have an agency, so there's agents out in the field. If you see any of them, say hi. Also, we have funeral insurance with the funeral home,
Nice.
so you can prepay your funeral arrangements.
Nice. Lock that price in.
Lock that price in now for however long you live to save your family some money down the line and maybe leave them a little bit at the same time.
I plan on haunting my family.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm all about haunting.
Yeah. Like, oh, wife's new boyfriend? Guess you don't want your sunglasses on the table. Just throw them off.
I want to open up all the cabinets in the
There you
kitchen
go.
at
Yeah.
night and then be
Yeah.
like,
Well, you could throw them on the ground, right, as a celebration?
right.
Is that a thing?
Greeks, we throw dishes on the ground. Absolutely.
Darn it. I don't know what's going on with that camera. Let's switch to Voss right now. Voss,
The camera is down again.
Voss, tell us about what, in your opinion, makes a good agent.
So a good agent is someone that is willing to put in the time and effort to make things happen. We spoke a little bit last week that. Oh yeah, Oh, you got a little. That'll work. We're getting there. We are getting closer. So, anyways, um, no, okay, no. A little bit to the.
We got it. We got it.
Yes, technical. And back. And don't worry about that. Just yeah.
How are we doing?
That looks good right there
Sweet.
as a middle ground. Yeah. So I got a hydrocolonic cleanse the other day.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What does that mean?
It's try to help my clean me out from the inside.
Oh.
They pump a bunch of water up in you.
I saw one where they did like coffee.
Oh.
They put coffee up there.
That would really get you going. The caffeine gets in the intestines real quick.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Total off topic.
Total off topic on that
Yeah.
one. But yeah, that was a different weird feeling. I feel a little better today, but I don't know.
Cleanse you out. You look great.
Yeah, they say you need to go at least 3 times before it really does the trick.
That sounds like an insurance trick.
It is. I'm like, all right, I bought the 3-tier package. Actually, one of my agents, Elena Sick, she does that as well as help people with the Medicare and funeral insurance. And she talked me into coming down and checking it out.
Man.
Well, there's a big commitment for that. But, I feel amazing today. I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe it helps.
I should I don't look into that.
Yeah, you should give that a shot.
Yeah, my
I'm
wife
telling you.
did it once, I think, when we first got married or right before we met or something like that.
Cleaned it out before the wedding.
Yeah, well,
Well,
I don't think that we got very far with that, but
yeah, I got 2 more times, so I'm going to give it a go and just see, how it goes. But, I don't know. I feel better today.
okay.
A little bit more energy. Anyways.
Let's get
So
back
to.
Let's get back on topic here.
Okay.
Okay, so
So
what makes a good agent, right? And last week we talked about a manager who set you on the right path, who
Right.
said, "Hey,
I help
those who help themselves."
who help themselves. Yeah.
And so I get that.
So
I think it took me a little while to understand what that meant
it takes
as a sales rep, right?
As a
When you're not
sales rep.
working for yourself.
right.
But
I was talking to a gal today, and they're like, "How fast can I get up and running?" Changing careers from a 9 to 5 to a commission only. I'm like, the contracting takes a month maybe to get everything in place, but that doesn't mean you have to wait till the contract's done. You can get out there and build those connections. And I asked her, I'm like, "Are you out marketing every day? Honestly."
mm-hmm.
She's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Honestly, are you out marketing every day?" "Yes." "Okay. If you keep doing that and don't stop because you have your own business and your own time, if you're out marketing every day and hitting your referral sources, then you can get up and running in no time flat." And what makes a good agent is somebody who can prioritize their work life with their home life, realize that I still have a 9 to 5 and I need to get out there and pound the pavement and build the referral sources and meet with clients.
Mm.
If you look at your calendar and be like, "You know what, I got stuff to do in the morning until about 11, and then, I need to wrap up around 2, that doesn't give you much time to work. So you got to be out there every day doing it. But then you have to, figure out what works for you. Everyone's different.
Sure.
I came from construction, and I tried to come into New York Life, and they sent me out, just go knock on businesses. And then I realized later in life, was like, you know what, I should have been going back and talking to construction workers, because that's what I knew, right?
Interesting, yeah.
And be like, "Hey, get some life insurance."
Right.
We spend all our money on toys. We don't save anything for the future.
When I was working construction, it was a pretty rough group of dudes.
It's rough.
I don't think that I don't think that I could have had a life insurance conversation with them. Mostly because it seems like every weekend they were out to just blow their brains out. Just
Right.
you know.
Yeah. And it was a rough and rowdy crowd,
Yeah.
but I had
They would fight and then be friends.
yeah,
It's crazy. It's the craziest thing.
it's a crazy world.
Yeah.
But you know what? So I had a friend die, like an acquaintance friend, that was in it with us.
Mm-hmm.
And come to find out, having a bunch of toys doesn't cover bills.
Yeah. They can't
So-
bury you in your side by side, your Polaris.
Right.
side by side.
So
Or I guess they could.
well,
if
I mean,
you're willing to pay.
yeah, his wife and the kids, and they used whatever money they had for the service, and then eventually you watch them sell everything off and then move and you're like, well, why are you moving? Well, we have no income. I have my income. Her teacher's salary wasn't cutting it
Sure.
in the lifestyle they were living, because construction work, you make a lot of money.
Right.
So
Right.
at that point, if I would have just gone back and told my story to the construction guys, I probably, it would have been a different. But now when I'm working with agents, I'm like, well, where'd you come from? What did you do prior? Those are the people you need to talk to. You go back and talk to the people you used to work with, and let them know what you're doing now. You're helping people in another area.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Like I've read a ton of different sales books, and the psychological portion of going into sales and what that looks like, and
Right.
everything else in between. But when you really think about who your base is, you're speaking different languages, right?
Right. Yeah.
So if I'm talking to even within a company, right?
Yeah.
You've got a CEO who he's dedicated to operations and maybe shareholders and
Right.
people, whereas like the CFO is going to be dedicated to revenue and driving the financial portion of it, maybe payroll to an extent.
Right.
And then you've got, the HR person who's solely focused on those people.
Overseeing
They're
that.
all speaking different languages. So you have to be able to be flexible enough to talk CEO, then
Right.
CFO, and then HR,
Right.
and break that down. And then understand who's in front of you in that moment.
Right.
And I think that can be a very, very, that's your sales tip for the day, kids.
You know what? That's a great tip to work off of. You want to get in front of the decision makers, yes, but it's hard as a salesperson to walk in and speak that language.
Mm-hmm.
As a salesperson, if you walk into companies that you generally worked with prior or was in the same industry, you could probably speak some of the language, but until you're at that level, you can't speak their language. If you've never been in HR, you can't speak HR.
Right.
So
Or they're going to smell it.
they're going to smell it, and they don't want to do any more work than they have to, and they already have a ton of work. It's
Right.
like talking to a social worker or a case manager, be like, hey, I got this great thing. Congratulations, you do.
Yeah. Super. Great. I've got to see 25 people today.
Right. So you have to talk to the person the language for in that company. And then once you get on the same page with them, they're going to put you up the ladder and be like, hey, you got to talk to this guy. HR, like, hey, you got to talk to this guy. He can save us some money on some, insurance stuff. Okay. Then they'll give you a okay. And then you get, you make friends with them, and then you work your way up the ladder to, the company. But if you go in right at the bat and, drop your information like, hey, I got something that's going to, really work for you, and they say no, and you turn around and walk away, well, you're not bettering yourself. You're not going to get there.
Let me play devil's advocate there
Yeah.
for you a little bit. What if
Play.
you start at the top? CEO, CFO.
If you're a CEO,
Well, I mean, okay, so then it goes peer to peer, right?
it's kind of,
If what I would be looking for in that situation, if I'm reaching out to a CEO, if I'm selling into a large company. Now, to be quite honest with you, I haven't prospected
Yeah.
in that traditional sense in a very, very long time.
It's been a long time for me.
Only because as that base, it just starts to churn and you're working.
So
But if I were to reach out and go after, let's say, that new business, and I'm actively making phone calls, me personally, I'm going to start as high as I can go and let them direct me based off of what it is. So if I have an HR solution, maybe I start with the HR person, but the CEO also is going to care about those people.
Right.
So I might reach out to them and let him or her or them
right, yeah.
say, you need to talk to Sally or John in HR.
So that's great. Yes.
And then you build a little bit of credibility there.
Whoever you reach out to, you need to follow up with.
Yeah.
You can't reach out to them once, hope for the best. You gotta put them on a follow up system where you're trying to touch them every week,
Yeah.
and you get in front of them, send them an email, call them, whatever it is, on a regiment routine every week to reach out to them, because the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Sure.
So yeah, start wherever you feel comfortable with, but if you want to start high, then you got to just stay on that one. It's like those pictures of the two guys digging underground, the diamonds ahead. Mm-hmm. One guy turns around and walks away with one swing left. The other guy's still going.
I know a joke like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, tell me the joke.
The blonde, she was stranded out on a life raft.
Yeah.
And she was 99 miles away from the nearest beach. And so she could see it in the distance, and she thought, I'm going to swim there. And she swam 98 miles and said, I'm tired. I'm going to go back to the boat.
Oh, that's horrible.
I probably told it wrong, but I think you get the point. You know, it's and I agree with you. In fact, I think that there's different studies that say you've got to touch someone 7 to 8 to probably like 10 times nowadays
before they
even acknowledge your existence.
Right.
And so consistency absolutely has got to be key.
You know what? Yeah, just getting out there and doing it and staying consistent on it, and don't stop until you get there, is what's going on. The process of that happening, the length of time for that to happen, is different for everybody in every situation. So it could take months. But don't stop until you get there. If you stop and you're like, well, I'm going to try another route, then you have to start over going another route. So just keep going the route you're going.
Whenever I'm up against something, right?
Yeah.
And like, let's say maximum effort pushing towards this thing. And I think that there's a few things, right? There's a fine line of like, am I cutting here to fish, or are we going to keep pushing forward? And I think that, and we've talked about this before, Vince Lombardi, like most people give up on that 1 yard line.
Right.
So there is that fine line of like, am I wasting my time here, or do I need to keep pushing forward? And you have to be able to identify that sooner rather than later.
If somebody says no, it generally means not right now in business. If they tell you, if there's an F word prior to the no, then just count that one as, okay, they don't want to deal with you.
Yeah.
So, but you just gotta keep going, and if you're shooting for the top right at the beginning and you're not the top guy, you have to stay on that route. That's why sometimes it's easy to come in at your level and work your way up by, you know what, this guy, I can make a buck here helping them out. And then they're going to tell somebody up top, let your HR know, let's help some more people down here. And then let's move it up. And as you're gradually going up, you're making a living on the way up. Building. And then once you build up the whole company, then you're hitting the CEO, and you already have the clout of the company behind you because you built up what you were doing. And like, all right, let's do this. Let's implement it and make it permanent. That way, you're making some money going up, But then if you're just going after the one, then that's all. Then you have to just keep going after the one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And 7-10 touches till they give you the time of day. You got to take rejection. You got to be able to handle rejection. A good agent has got to be able to handle rejection.
Absolutely.
You got to hear no a lot.
Well, you're going to hear it probably 99 times looking for that one.
Yeah, but it's no, not right now. No, okay. Can I email you? Yes. Okay, thank you. I'll get back in touch with you. Or can I follow up with you in a month or two? Yes, that'd be fine. Follow up with me. Most people will be like, yeah, because when you walk into a place, they're not sitting there waiting for you to walk in.
I think that actually is a great point.
Right.
I think most people get that confused.
They
Like,
do.
oh my gosh, thank you for being here. Very
I
rarely
totally need your service.
with
Oh
whatever
my
I've
gosh.
ever sold, right? So whether that was copiers or software or insurance or tax stuff,
Yeah.
I never walked into a situation where the copier was on fire.
Right. Oh my gosh, I totally need you. I'm so glad you came in
Right.
today.
Right.
We've
But
been waiting for you.
where have you been my entire life?
Oh
Right.
my gosh.
Or at least this quarter.
Right. You know what? You love it when that happens, when you walk in and somebody needs you right then and you can help out.
Yeah,
But 99% of the time, that's not it.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Every now and then you get somebody calls you like, yes, absolutely, I can help you with that. But that's probably because you put your name out there a bunch.
Yeah.
That's
what that kind of goes to that iceberg theory of people see that.
Oh,
what
the
they
iceberg
don't
that
see
above the water.
is
They see a little bit
everything that has
gone into
right. Whether that's setting up a website, sending out mailers, making the phone calls, showing up to the events, asking for referrals. I read something recently where it was like 90% of our client base is willing and able and wanting to give a referral, yet we never ask.
Yeah.
So I think that if you change that mentality and make it a habit of, hey, I've done really, really well for you. Who else in your life do you think might benefit from
Who do you know that
my services?
this would work for?
Yeah. I just now.
You
have
definitely have
started
to
do
ask
that.
for referrals.
Well, yeah, that
I mean-
and in this day and age, very important, like reviews. Google
Reviews. Yes, if you can get Google reviews.
Most of the time when I see something on Amazon, my automatic assumption is, oh, that person is probably stupid. And I'm usually pretty right. That becomes a
yeah.
user error situation.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, reviews, well, they're worth their weight in gold. I mean, I have a CRM system that I bought that there was like 3 reasons I bought it.
Based on reviews.
One of them was soliciting reviews post sale.
Wow.
That's
great. Yeah.
I get an email every day from a current client who's like, "Thank you, you're so great." Awesome.
Yeah.
How cool would it be if you could just maybe type that out on my Google profile page?
Right.
Just to let other people know.
You know what? I have our CRM at Spiros Financial Arizona Medicare. It's Spark. It does a lot of follow up for us, which is nice.
Nice.
But I have a software that I enter in clients' name, phone number, and it sends them out a Google review request. So that's nice. It's not automatic. So it'd be nice to have that automatic go out.
Yeah, this one does it like 3 days after the effective date.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
I mean, Google reviews are gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I protect that thing like
Yeah.
a hockey goalie.
Yeah.
I think that this has been a great segment.
It's been good. Yeah.
I really think that we could probably even expand on this to talk about what are some of the tools. Maybe not necessarily give the secret sauce away, but
no.
What are some of the tools in place that a good agent should be using? I think one of them is definitely a CRM system.
Definitely a CRM system. Yeah.
Giving back, having that referral base, social media,
You know,
all of those types of things.
Building up the referrals.
Yeah.
referral base is huge. It's great if you can go out and get the clients, but if you get people to refer to you on a regular basis and you're doing them right, you're doing a good job. So you're building that up, and that's the majority.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent 10 years building up helping people in the senior community,
Yep.
building up a networking group, and not really asking for anything. And then, I bring on agents because the referrals keep coming in, so we bring on another agent to help pick up the slack.
That's
and
phenomenal.
it's just, I believe in karma. So
I do
you keep
too.
helping out, you keep building, you keep growing, everything works out. But
Awesome.
as an agent, yeah, you gotta keep doing it. I remember, all right, yeah, we're ending, but I remember the beginning
Yeah.
when you're out in the
Oh.
field every day, driving all over town, making it happen. But it's like you get an agent on, like, well, I don't have time to do that. I'm like, well, this isn't gonna work for you then. So,
When I first started in insurance, it was with a captive agent, meaning like we could only sell their home and auto. This is
Right.
before I got into commercial insurance on my own. And we had a program that would give you 10 to 15% off if you were a part of either a specific company or an association or a group or something.
yeah.
One of them was Circle K's.
Oh wow.
So if you were a Circle K employee, you could get 10% off. So I printed out flyers. I mapped it out. You know how many Circle K's are within my 5-mile
Oh my
radius?
gosh. Yeah.
Just in the East Valley? I think there was like 67.
Jeez.
And so I went and visited every single one and just said, hey, would you do me a favor? Would you hang this in your back on your bulletin board where the employees might be able to see it? And
Yeah.
that worked out pretty well. But you have to be willing to put in the time.
You
and
got to
take
go
the
to those
licks.
Circle K's like almost every week just
Yeah.
to make sure that
Yeah, just to check on them.
the check. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it was that type of commitment that you have to just build that base in whatever niche you're
Yeah.
you're seeking.
Yeah. You got to put in the work.
I knew a guy who he really wanted to work with roofers, so he would go to downtown Phoenix where all the yards are
Yeah.
and start passing out donuts to those guys.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And
that'll help.
at 5 a.m, because you got to start roofing pretty early. It gets hot out
It's
here.
hot out. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to be able to put in the time.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff. Leave us with some parting words, Voss.
Parting words. Just, consistency. That's the big thing. Stay consistent in whatever you're doing, marketing wise, building a business. Just stay on it and don't give up. Don't, you put in the time and the effort and make it yours. That thing about trading in a 40-hour work week for an 80-hour work week of your own business.
Very true.
You're making your own money now. Just keep doing it, and it's going to work out.
I will say, since opening my own business, this is the freest I've ever been.
Yeah.
Nobody can tell me a thing.
You don't have somebody over you looking down. Yeah.
Nope. And is it easy? No, it's not.
No.
It's
no.
extremely difficult.
Extremely hard.
Blood, sweat, and literal tears.
Tears. Lots of tears.
But in the end, it's worth it. And really, I'm at the point right now with my family that I am willing to work my ass off for the next 10 years so the 15 years after that are not that hard.
Right? Yeah. Just
So
put in your time.
That's my goal.
Yeah, put in your time. That's
Boss,
great.
I appreciate it.
All right, brother.
Let's do it.
Yes, Insurance Bros.
Insurance Bros.
Thanks,
us out.
Guys. Check us out, insurancebros.org.
On YouTube, social
And
media,
we're on YouTube.
the new website.
Yes.
Looks great job on that. Thank you.
So yeah, we're gonna have some merch
Building
pretty
up.
soon.
Oh my
Looking
gosh.
forward to that. Like
I
some
can't
shirts,
wait to
maybe a
see-
hat,
See a sticker of the Insurance
stickers
Bros.
to put out. Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks, Voss.
Yep,
Appreciate you.
thank
Have
you
a great
for-
week, guys.
All right. And we're out.